Hey guys, this is just one guy, and I'm back here with my Mistborn project. And what I've been working on now is last week I was working on the castles, and while I was working on one of the castles, I got the idea of air combat, and that's because I was rereading the second book, well, listening to the second book while I was at work, and they have this epic fight between the characters Zane and Vin. And so I decided to work on some of the air combat, and this is what I've been working on. Now you'll notice that the castle has these spikes, and I know they're a bit gaudy, but they actually serve a gameplay purpose. If I use the iron pull ability, I can pull myself to the spikes now, and now I can move around like that with the spikes. But not only that, I've changed it so you can move forward towards the spikes just by hitting forward without the iron, without directly pulling towards the iron pull ability. He's going through the wall right now. That's just because I haven't set up the colliders properly on his castle. And that's just because I've really been trying to get the air combat right. But just the easier way to show you is some of the new abilities. When you use iron pull now, you can pull, and as you can see, they can hang. This was an important part of the game because I wanted you to have fully, yeah, that's one of the glitches in it. Sometimes you fall through the level, but yeah, I'm still working on it. But the reason I wanted you to be able to hang in the air is because when you're fighting on things like that spike, those spikes up there, I wanted you to just be able to pull yourself. Let me go to the pull ability. Where is it? I wanted you to just be able to jump and pull yourself to a piece of metal real easy without falling out the air. This required changing the method on how I pulled and pushed stuff. It used to be physics based, but I just changed it to translate when you're pulling yourself because it's a lot more reliable. Because when you make it physics based, you end up with some weird stuff. Uh, you can do cool stuff like this. Let me see if I can trigger it. Damn it. I gotta get higher in the air. Uh, I can't do it. But I could create a rubber band effect using the push and pull, but it was just too uncontrollable for gameplay purposes. It wouldn't really be fun. There it is. Before I changed it, it was it more depended on how much force you put into the pull and how much force you were pulling back. But this way is a lot more controllable. And later on, I'm gonna add some air-based movements, like where you're hanging, you can actually change your direction and flip. Because right now you can't change your direction, and that's because when you push side to side or back or forward, it just moves the character in that direction rather than actually changing the direction. I ran out of iron there, and it may seem like a small change, but it's pretty important to the gameplay. Just if you actually want to have air combat fights. Another thing I did was if you get within about 100 feet of metal and you run away, you can pull yourself back to the metal. Yeah, just do this now. And this was another change just for gameplay reasons. You can see I'm pretty far away from that metal. Normally I wouldn't be able to pull myself to it, but the game will remember the last thing you pulled on. As long as you're within 100 feet of it, you can just pull yourself back to it. And that's another change to make air combat easier. As you can see, I could just pull myself off the spikes and move around. And whenever I start to fall, I can just pull myself back to the spike. Now this is all dependent on the fact that you have the metals to do it. If you run out of metal, you'll just fall. But I thought that was pretty cool, and that's what I've been working on. Still trying to get the castles right and everything like that. But mainly, I just wanted to get the air combat right because it sounded really cool in the books when they had that fight. And that required reworking the way that iron works. Because in the books, they don't really talk about iron that much. They mostly talk about steel and steel jumping. Another thing I'm going to change is when you do this coin jump right here, uh, make it so you can change your direction when you're moving in the air. I didn't do that before because you can coin jump over metal and just directly move. Let me show you. And then just change your direction if you have metal. The problem with this is I always did it where it was a bunch of metal around, but if you do it where there's one metal thing around, there's no way to turn around to pull on the metal. And I'll just give a demonstration of that. So what I'm going to do is when you do a coin jump, I'm gonna give you the ability to flip to a certain direction. You can see I went past this metal and there's no way to really pull back to it. And right here, I would just like for it to be like a flip where you can flip around and then just pull yourself to the metal. So in the next week, I'm gonna spend a lot of time working on the air combat just to get it perfectly. Probably put a lock on function in the air and just see how that works out. And then go back to messing with the castles to get a more perfect playable version or a better playable version. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching.